Yeah, hi. I hope everyone's doing okay. Um, I'm prepared for the worst, basically. Well, maybe not the worst, but as much as I can for what's going to happen today, tonight, whatever. But we're having another winter weather warning storm, and tonight it's supposed to get super icy, which means it could cause another power outage. I just suffered through one last night. My house got really, really cold, and it wasn't so much my body because I had lots of layers and lots of layers. But what really, really got cold was my face. But I was so lucky to have this. And it's so soft and warm, and it helped me sleep with the blankets over my face too. It covered my whole face and just my eyes. And even my eyelids were getting cold. And I almost wished that I had some kind of protection for my eyes too. It got super cold in here. But anyway, I got layers after layers after layer. I got more layers on now than I actually had last night. And I got two pairs of pants on. So I have two pairs of sweatpants. I have these with the wool inside, and I have these, which is just like cotton. So I feel pretty warm, even though I have my heat is working now. The power is on for now, but like I said, I'm prepared for whatever the storm does. If it gets so icy again, it could bring down power lines. This South Texas is not, the infrastructure is not made for this kind of weather. It's not supposed to be like this, and especially not for this long, okay? So tonight we've got ice storms, and then the day after tomorrow we got more snow. This is unheard of. This is like, you'd have to go back, I think, further than 30 years, really. I think you'd have to go back like to the mini ice age, is what I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. I heard 30 years ago they had something like this, but not like for this long, not for a whole week. So it could just be the beginning of something, even worse, I think. And I'm getting ready in my mind and in my planning to get out of here in a few years. I can't live like this. It's not, for me, it's too traumatizing. I start thinking all these scenarios, the what ifs, and this is bad enough. But although I don't want to mention all the what ifs, but you can only imagine. I imagine all kinds of stuff, and it's very, very hard for me mentally, and it's also draining me physically. I've only eaten a few times because my stomach has been so upset. I've been so nervous and terrified that I can't even hardly eat. I actually have to force myself to eat today because I don't want to lose so much weight. My weight will drop like nothing, like super fast. And if I get emaciated, I set myself up for pneumonia or whatever. And I can easily get emaciated because I have a very high metabolism, even though I'm older. I burn body fat like crazy. Like even just going without food all night last night, I think I already dropped about 5 pounds. My stomach just went down to nothing. Like I'm super like skinny right now. And if I don't force myself to eat, even though I'm nervous and I'm scared, like I said, I'll get very weak and possibly get sick. So I got to force myself again. I already forced myself today to try to eat a little bit, and I'm going to go ahead and force myself again because, like I said, I'm so scared and so nervous about all this. Is upsetting me so bad. I don't have an appetite, and I'm dropping weight like crazy because I have a really high metabolism. I've always had. Like, I tried to go on, for example, when I was vegan, which I know is a crazy diet to begin with, but I even tried to go as far as the raw diet. I couldn't do it. After about 2 or 3 days, I got so emaciated. Like even though I was eating constantly, I couldn't do it. And I think I was in my like 30s then. Yeah, I mean, or maybe a little bit older than that. No, I was in my 40s back then. I'm old. Okay, I'm very old. And yeah, I haven't had a facelift, and I don't plan on it. The only thing I might do, I haven't done this for like about 2 years, but actually I haven't done Botox. I will never do Botox again. That's another story. But about 2 years ago, I did have a little bit of filler, but it's all gone now. But if I ever have the courage and the money, and if the CV thing ever goes away, Right now, I'm terrified to go in any kind of a closed setting where there's no open windows, which is crazy because 100 years ago, at least, we had buildings back then were built with windows. So when things like this happen, they could have the windows opened for ventilation. Nowadays, places, buildings, offices aren't built with windows, which is completely nuts because you're breathing all this filthy air. But not to get off topic. So what I like to do is when I have the money and when this thing ever goes away, I don't know if it ever will. It could be permanent, but like the cold, like the flu, permanent. But what I like to do is to make myself look better is I like to get filler put like in here and in here to kind of fill out my face and round it out a little bit. But I haven't had filler in like 2 years, so yeah, and I'm old. Okay, so I think I'm doing okay. Um, yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'd like to probably go blonde again, maybe. Uh, Maybe this summer if the thing ever goes away. But I figure, what's the point? If I'm not, yeah, seeing anyone. So, anyway, not to get off topic. I might be able to buy a shack, okay, somewhere in the Inland Empire, in a couple of years if I can fix this up and if I can sell this. Two big ifs. I don't know what's going to happen in 2 years. I don't know anything. I just know all the what ifs, and they're all very terrifying for me. And I could easily run out of money, and I could easily be stuck here, and I don't want that to happen. And I just, yeah, I think if I can make it out of here in 2 years, I think I should take that chance and get out of here because of what could possibly happen with an ice age. Mm. I know people like to make up things in their head and try to normalize it as much as they can and say, oh, it's a polar vortex. It's changes in the winds and stuff, or this or that or whatever. But I don't care like how you try to normalize it or how you try to justify it. To me, it's an ice age. To me, it's the beginning of something worse. That's just how I think. Take care.